Good morning and welcome from Manila in the Philippines. I got here yesterday. I was going to film a lot more yesterday of Manila, of my first impressions, of how I found the airport and the area surrounding the airport. But I had quite a few things that went kind of wrong. I was not feeling so great. Let's talk about solo traveling in the Philippines. When I told my friends and family that I was going solo to the Philippines, they didn't take it lightheartedly at all. Actually, the internet is flooded about travel warnings about the Philippines, and it's being thrown at you that you're going to get kidnapped, that you're going to get robbed. It's only once I started to read through it a bit more in more detail, I realized that actually what they're trying to say is that kidnappings in the Philippines are happening, but only in certain areas. It's not the whole of the Philippines, which I like this. When my family would read these things, or my friends would read these things, and they're not so well traveled, they got very concerned about me and they really didn't want me to come here. But I am a traveler and I would like to think that I want to visit every single country in the world. Not all of them I can do solo, for sure. At least not right now. In my heart, I am not ready to do every single country in the world solo, and I don't think I ever will be with some of them. The Philippines consists of over 7,000 islands. It's huge, it's so diverse, it's so unbelievably stunning and beautiful, but the political situation is not so stable. In places like Manila, things like petty crimes and robberies are still pretty common. The instances of phone snatching or bag snatching or even bag slashing with knife, you start to question yourself whether you're doing the right thing, whether I'm doing the right thing, that I am solo traveling the Philippines. I'm just quickly going to tell you my first impressions of Manila when I got here. Apologies for the lack of footage to come with this, but it was just an overwhelming experience for me yesterday, and I couldn't really get myself to pick up the camera and film too much. The airport was quite busy and humid as expected, but actually it was pretty nice for me because I was freezing my ass off in Qatar. But later I tried to take the money out from ATM, and some ATMs at the airport were not working. I didn't have any US dollars or pounds to exchange at the counters, so I really needed to get money out from the ATM. Finally, I managed to find one that would take my card. I landed in Manila at 11 at night, and by the time I went through immigration and got my luggage took ages. It was something like 12:30 at night. I finally managed to get the money out, and then I couldn't order my taxi. The hotel, the only app supposedly that you use here in Manila for taxis, not for motorbike taxis but just for normal taxis because I had a suitcase, was Grab. And I was not able to find my hotel, my address anywhere on the Grab app. It almost made me feel like, does this place even exist? But this hotel has really decent, really good reviews on booking.com. So I was thinking, this place must exist. I'm unsure that the reception was 24 hours. However, the fact that reception is 24 hours doesn't mean that telephone works 24 hours. And I know that because even though I didn't have a working phone at the time, I asked some girls out in the airport to help me, and they were trying to figure out the Grab app and trying to get taxi for me from the Grab app, but they couldn't do it either, and they were the locals. So then they tried to phone the property from their phone. How lovely of them. They managed to also find the right address, not the address on booking.com, because that address just didn't work. And yeah, I managed to order the taxi. Contrast of Manila, even so close from the airport, because this place is not far from the airport. It's like a 10-minute drive. It's crazy. When you exit the Manila airport, it's hectic. There are a lot of people, but in general I would say the area around Manila airport looks very modern, clean, and visually looks safe. The difference, because even booking this hotel not too far from the airport, being in this area at night freaked me out, and I asked my taxi driver what he thinks of this area. Is it safe? And he said, not so much. I don't recommend you staying here or even going out at night. This hotel had something like 8.7 stars on booking.com, so I thought this was safe and sound and a great place to stay. But he said, actually, if I hadn't paid for this place already, he would recommend me somewhere else to stay, because he doesn't think I would feel comfortable in this area. I'm only staying here for like a couple more hours, and then I'm going to the airport, or maybe not even that, maybe I'm going in about 1 hour to the airport to go to Coron, so it's not a huge deal. But I remember just feeling anxious and feeling like, wow, this change of scene from the upscale to more deprived, so quick and sudden. Within probably a 6 to 8 minute drive from the airport, you'd already start to see more deprived areas, and this is nowhere near as bad as it gets here. By no means I'm staying anywhere near the slums right now. Not that I would not want to visit, because I would really love to experience Manila for what it really is, with all the variety and all the diversity that it offers, from the posh and high street areas to the poor areas with slums, because I feel like those are the life experiences that really open your eyes up to everything that's going on in the world, that keeps you educated, that keeps you humble, and also makes you feel compassion to these people, more understanding towards what they're going through, more understanding towards Filipinos, both from poor, rich and middle class in between. And I would love to have these experiences. And initially, as I was planning my Filipino trip, I almost naively thought that I would be able to go to the slums, go to the most deprived areas, as well as the upscale areas in the Philippines, to be able to experience it all. And as much as I would love to be able to do that, still, I am not going to be doing it solo, because I know it just would not end well for me. I've read too much, I've had too much. Also, I would not do it for the sake of my family and friends, who are already very scared about me being here in Manila. So hopefully, if the time is right, if I meet some people, some travelers or some locals who could take me to these areas, sure, I would visit them. I would love to visit them. I think that's what traveling is all about, to put yourself in these uncomfortable situations that will make you learn more, appreciate more, understand more, and also feel more compassion for the people and for those around us and for the world in general. So I never was the one who only wanted to have the touristy experiences, very privileged upscale experiences. But at the same time, I have to bear in mind my situation, that I am a solo female traveler, that I also don't know the country. I see how I feel in Coron and El Nido, the touristy areas, and also see if I can even stay in the Philippines for longer than a couple of weeks because of the internet connection. If my internet isn't good, strong enough, I won't be able to explore as much as I wish. But if I could, I have countless of places to visit, countless of ideas to film videos here. But it's all about just making sure that I'm safe and doing it wisely. I got pretty well prepared as much as I could. So for example, I got this for my phone, so I can put it on my wrist and hold it. But not only that, I also got just a lanyard, a phone lanyard that I could put on my phone so I can wear it around my neck. I think these are the safety precautions that are kind of missed by a lot of people until something happens and then they realize, oh, why haven't I done this? That could, what I'm hoping to, stop me from getting my phone snatched, because people will ride the scooter. It's not just in the Philippines, by the way. So yeah, I don't know, you guys, you may think it's unnecessary or silly, but this is me traveling the Philippines, hopefully stopping myself from getting my phone snatched. I've also purchased a new backpack to travel to the Philippines. Just because of a few stories that I've read online from people who got their bags slashed. Like literally in the bright daylight, especially in Manila, I think these stories have happened. So I bought a bag from PackSafe, and this is an anti-slash, anti-theft bag. It was not the cheapest purchase, but once again, the things that are in my backpack are far more valuable, and also peace of mind is far more valuable than the price of this PackSafe backpack. I like this backpack also because it has this nice technology here where you can lock your zips. Once you block these two zips, the chances are people will not be able to get into your bag unless they really start to fiddle and figure out this system chain, which is not, it's not that difficult to figure out, but hopefully the idea is by the time they would like start figuring out and fiddling with it, you should realize that somebody is at the back trying to open your bag anyway. Plus just with the idea that it's locked. I don't know if these things will work, but it's best to try staying safe and not getting robbed. Also wrist bands, a band across my chest and another one across my belly, just to get my backpack nicely secured to me. I used my waist bag for other travels also, not just the Philippines. I think this is a much more practical and have my belongings close to me. Yeah, that's my first impression of Manila. I don't know if this made any sense. I feel like this video was kind of all over the place, but my mind is a bit all over the place because I'm so tired from 24 hours of traveling and still have at the back of my head that I need to pack and leave soon to not miss my flight to Coron. I still need to make sure I get to my accommodation in Coron. It's always those first like a couple of days of solo traveling in a new country is always pretty hard, especially if it's a challenging country, which the Philippines for me right now feels quite challenging. But just to sum it up, if you want to go solo traveling in the Philippines, especially to Manila, you have to be cautious, stay careful, hopefully get yourself at least a lanyard and a pouch, a waist pouch that you could carry your purse and your passport and your phone in. So yeah, this was my little first impression of Manila. Only the time will tell how I find the Philippines. I'm sure my opinion, right now my opinion is very scattered and it's not clear at all how I feel. So this for sure is going to change when I travel a little bit in the Philippines, and I hope you guys are going to stay around for this brand new series, solo traveling in the Philippines. Let's see how it's going to go. I will update you on everything, on the safety, on the how easy it is, on the social aspects, on the practical aspects, everything in between as I go. But for now, I'm going to pack and get ready for my journey to Coron. I'm very excited to be going to Coron, and I'll see you there.